Hello everybody, Evidence here. Regarding the clown car posse and G-Man's latest hangout.
Hello, Evidence for you. Be careful what you ask for, because you just might get it. It's time for Preaching to the Choir Ministries.
The fool has said, in his heart there is no God, they are corrupt.
Hello everybody, Evidence here. Regarding the clown car posse and G-Man's latest hangout, I gotta wonder, why does G-Man and others even ask this question about evidence for evolution?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe because there is no evidence?
Evolution. They are not the slightest interested in understanding biological evolution at all. To begin with, you have to abandon flat Earth, Adam and Eve, and a plethora of other fairy tales.
Evidence, you screwing up already. Number one, we have something called theistic evolutionists, in which they believe that evolution is true, but God got at the process. They don't necessarily abandon Adam and Eve. They don't necessarily abandon a biblical story, so you can't automatically just say that. You're making yourself look stupid right now. So number two, you also said something about the flat Earth. Who said I believed in the flat Earth? The only two pictures you have there is myself and true empiricism. You should put a flat earther there and then talk about their belief in a flat earth. But since I don't believe in a flat earth, I'm wondering why you're bringing that up to begin with. Again, sir, you don't even know the arguments and you need to shut up.
You need to understand plate tectonics and the real age of the world, not deny them. G-Man hopes to get vague arguments, which he most probably will get, given you need a PhD to understand and argue this science completely.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
What, Bender? I totally agree. That is dumb. Because he just admitted he doesn't even understand evolution. As a matter of fact, he just disproved the entire atheist community in every argument they've ever made about evolution. He said, and I quote, that you need a PhD to completely understand evolution. The majority of atheists that we hear online that are talking about evolution don't have a PhD. So it would logically follow that the atheist community don't even understand evolution themselves. Now, naturally, I don't believe that you need a PhD to understand evolution, because as far as microevolution goes, I agree with microevolution. I see microevolution every single day when parents have babies, when we see animals have babies. What I don't agree with is what I don't see, and that is macroevolution, something that you have not provided any evidence for. So I don't make vague arguments, and if they were vague, you would be providing some evidence. I don't know, like transitional fossils, anything, something, a grain of salt, a grain of sand, anything. Sir, you don't know what you're talking about, and this is why I ignore your videos, because you sound like a buffoon. Oh, and before I forget, you also said that I had to understand the age of the Earth in order for me to understand evolution. Now, your video that I'm responding to is called, is actually going at the young Earth creationists. My testimony has been consistently that I don't know how old the Earth is. And true empiricism doesn't believe in necessarily a young Earth. Get your information straight!
He also hopes to get to throw in some hard to answer questions, which he probably will succeed with, because again, you need a PhD to understand this shit. So when G-Man starts a hangout with the title Evolutionist Bring It, G-Man style, he actually asks atheists to make him renounce his faith and all he believes in, and at the same time, in 3 to 5 minutes, educate him about the topic of evolution, even though it takes years of study to fully understand the concept. It's an impossible task, and when we fail, G-Man claims victory.
You know, Evidence for you, I really hope you're watching this video right now, because you keep asking me why I don't respond to your videos. It's because of the stupidity of your videos. When I do Evolutionists Bring It my style on my YouTube channel, I'm simply trying to get evidence for evolution. Okay? I'm a creationist. I believe that an intelligence had something to do with what we see here today. I don't believe in random chance like you do. Now, I also know the difference between abiogenesis, the Big Bang, and also evolution. Okay? So again, when True Empiricism does his hangout and I do my hangout, we're simply trying to get the evidence. If you don't provide the evidence, then I'm perfectly fine believing the things that I'm believing. Now, this theory that you have about me saying destroying my faith, I'm sure at some point you're going to show us a video clip with me saying any of this garbage that you're actually saying. But I mean, at some point you're going to be able to do it, right? Hopefully this year sometime. I don't know. But again, this is why I don't respond to these moronic videos that you're making, because everything I've been listening to right now is your opinions. You're not making any factual statements. What I need you to do is actually provide a soundbite of what I'm actually saying. You know, kind of like what I'm doing with you, and I'm not saying that you said something without showing a soundbite. Why don't you actually show a soundbite of me saying those things and actually prove a point here? Because so far I'm kicking your behind, and you need to stop making videos about me, sir, because you don't know what you're talking about. You're embarrassing yourself. And when I do evolutionists bring it, don't even come, because you just don't know what you're talking about, and you're really embarrassing your community right now.
And his narcissistic alter ego pats him on the back and gets the attention he needs. In the meanwhile, G-Man's latest sidekick, the face of ignorance, Antonio Fletcher, says this about macroevolution.
Antonio, do you believe anything that came out of Richard Dawkins' mouth that was somehow genetically related to fish?
Of course not.
Why not?
Because it obviously makes no sense. Because I mean, we've only observed humans reproducing humans and so on and so forth. That's literally all we've ever observed. We haven't observed our ancestors being fish. We have no evidence to back that up.
There's only a couple of things I want to say about this. Antonio's right. We haven't seen any of these things happen since the scientific method begins with observation. And then we have to be able to see what it is that we're talking about at some point, or we have to be able to see something and be able to make logical conclusions about what we can see, whether it's the origin of something or whether or not it's that thing that's in front of us. Like, for example, some people say that human beings in science, for example, are fish and not fish at the same time. You have to be able to start from somewhere and backtrack and be able to show whether or not that part is true. You'll notice in this entire video, all evidence for you did was throw a bunch of assertions in this video. The man never once showed a drop of evidence for anything that he was saying. And at the very end, he tells you that evidence trumps faith, right? Okay, so where did evidence for you, anywhere in that 2-minute and some change video that he made, show me where he provided a drop of evidence for anything that he said? Oh, he did. He showed a soundbite of me asking Antonio a question. But what about all the other claims that he made about myself and about True Empiricism earlier? Where's his evidence for that? You understand what I'm talking about? This is another YouTuber who just wants to make YouTube videos for the sake of making YouTube videos. He doesn't have like a big goal. He doesn't like have a significant purpose for being on here. His whole goal is to attempt to make Christians look bad while pretending to be an atheist. You know what I mean? So again, oh, I'm sorry. Somebody has to provide some evidence in this video, right? The reason why I say that you're pretending to be an atheist is because you've never provided a drop of evidence for the fact that there is no God. You've never given me a logical or sound reason for being an atheist, and you haven't proved that you don't believe in all gods. Simply denying a Christian God doesn't make you an atheist. So again, you guys can downvote this video till you're blue in the face, but even you, the atheist, have to admit that evidence for you didn't provide a drop of evidence in this video, and it is quite sad. But then he tells you to subscribe to his channel because evidence trumps faith. This guy's a joke. I'm sorry. And until next time, guys, this has been another edition of Preacher to the Choir Ministries, laying the smack him down on another moronic atheist, telling you to read your Bible and do what it says. God bless.